We use the 175 in quite a unique way. What we're doing here is just picking up on the stonework that's already there. This is like magic, isn't it, folks? This is all to do with the fact that the tooth of the paper allows me to create this fantastic texture. All the colours that I've just put in, you can put in afterwards, all these browns and so on, you can put it again, and I might put more in, but I like to see it as I go along. I like to judge it. Now this area here, that bit on the buttress, is going to be darker than this, so that means I've got to keep this at the moment fairly light. Okay, now just on that edge, just turn it round, I've got to make sure that that is darker. So we go down here with a 175, and we can't leave a line there, so we have to bring it back in like that. And there we are. Now that's pretty good. I'm going to put just a touch of black in there to add a little more touch to it, and I think I'm going to put just the odd little bit of. This is a white pencil. It's not going to show up as white. It just lightens the odd little brick or two. Now on this edge where I've got white, that's the corner just there. I'm going to put the grey on and then put just a little touch of the white back in again to denote a little bit of feature there, like that. Now because that's on that side, that's going to be lighter, you should be able to see a difference. If it's not enough, you just keep doing until you do. We can add just a touch more detail there to make it look as though a lovely job. That's it. I'll leave that alone. Now we can leave that for the moment. We may well have to come back in again, but that is for the moment. That's fine. Now this edge down here, I'm going to make. This is going to be darker. So we put in the grey again. This is 273 grey. Now all the stonework that I do on the church will be using the same system. So I'll be spending time on this tower, but I won't be spending time on the remaining areas because you've already seen it done once, so we can skip that. I'll do it off camera. That's good. Okay, now that's good. Now I'm going to just turn it round because it's easier for me to reach. One other small point as well, you have all these trees around here. Well, if you put your hand over them, you're going to smudge it. So what I always do is put a piece of paper, and that protects the hand. It protects the picture from the hand. Okay, now we've just put this buttress in. Come down here, there's a little bit of a coloured slope on that one, a little bit on that one. And now, I'm not just putting that willy-nilly, I'm actually trying at the same time of putting the strength in to also create the texture that I've got on that side. In other words, allowing the paper to come through. See the difference between the two? Good. That's fine. I think that will do. A little bit of colour in there as well. Good. A lot of this kind of work is done. You do the initial shading and drawing and so on, and then you need to go back in later afterwards to just to touch in, which is what I shall do later on, because you see one thing sets another thing off. Now that's fine, so we move it round and we can finish the remaining area off. Now the next thing I'll do, I think I'll do this section next because it's the most important bit. So this section here. Now there's a shadow that runs across the church, so before I do anything else I'm going to put that, I'm going to just indicate that shadow. It comes from this buttress and it comes down to about there. So that's where my shadow is going to be. Okay. Now this is the lighter than that, so we now have a much lighter touch to our pencil. And that is going to be slightly darker on this side. So this is the lightest area facing the light source. That's the... Now just under there, I've already done it once, so let's do it again. I want to make sure that it's dark enough, so I've got 273 now. My 175 on there. A little bit of that. That's good enough. Something else I was going to show you. You probably, I don't know whether you'll actually see, there's little bits of grey and black that's on the paper. Now, how do you get rid of that? Well, I'll show you how you do it. I know whether you can see this, but maybe you can, maybe you can't. Now, I'm getting down quite low. You have to be careful, but I'm going to blow on that to get rid of it very severely, so you put your fingers in your ears. There we are. Right, I'm just finishing this section off now. It's more or less the same colour as that. Just gone around these gravestones because I'll be putting those in a little while. I put a little tiny bit of green at the bottom just to give me a stopping point. That's fine. Now, we've now got 2 areas left, but I'm going to do this area first. This is going to be grey again. And this is a little bit darker, but not much than that. It's in the shadow, so once again. Now I won't complete the whole thing, I'll just complete the section here to show you. Once again, we follow the same, always the same colours, even though they're not as obvious. It's still a good idea to put them in. So you've got the same colours in there, all running through. 175 now. Here we run down here with that, and then down on the edge to there, and then we come out again. Okay. Now, because we need this to be darker, I'm going to make this a little darker on this edge so that we can see. There we are, and then darken it a little stronger. Still retain the texture, you know. That's fine. Now I'm just going to make it absolutely, no doubt about it, just bring a little bit more strength in down there.